Hey guys, this is P.M.R.Bonez88, and it's a brand new year, and welcome. This is going to be about, it's my sci-fi movies, like all the movies that I'll be reviewing is all the sci-fi movies now on. So my first sci-fi movie that I'll be talking about is the 1979 classic, Alien. So the director, Ridley Scott, which he also directed the prequel to Prometheus, for this 1978 classic to make the comment between of a sci-fi and a horror movie is like so amazing, but it's very scary just throughout the Alien series. But after, like, from the first Alien, and with all the sequels such as Aliens, Alien 3, Alien Resurrection, and the crossover of Alien vs. Predator, that started to become from a horror to an action sci-fi movies. But for this first Alien movie, it was horrifying. It was really scary, and even the dark designing and drone and very eerie. And even with the design of the alien that was made by H.R. Giger, who designs this alien and designed all these environments and the places to make it more darker and gruesomefying, is very a classic, just to at least enjoy. And it's also my favorite, but to compare for Alien and Aliens is also my most favorite. But I'd rather talk about Alien, so I'll talk about Aliens soon, probably one of these days when I have a chance to do another review of it. It also has the star of Tom Skerritt, Yaphet Kotto, John Hurt, Ian Holm, and the heroine Sigourney Weaver. So this movie starts out where the crew just like tries to go home, but they don't really get to know each other not too often. They're just blue collar, that they have to go home and like do what they do best until they heard a distress call signal, in which they go into this strange planet of some sort, and they discover it, so like research, and they brought in back a horrifying, nightmarish alien, which Kane gets trapped by one of those face huggers. It traps him for an hour or so, and with this face hugger, it plants out an embryo inside of him, but they try to get it out of him, but somehow when they try to cut the face hugger out, one of his legs, it somehow spits out like acid of blood, which that's a defense mechanism, so there's no way to kill it or get rid of it. But by the time it got out of it, it must have died by itself. So Kane was fine. They were having some breakfast, and all of a sudden Kane starts to feel very sick or not feeling too good, and all of a sudden something like comes out, like ripping out of his chest, and we discover this horrifying xenomorph alien. But for a baby one, it just stands there, stares, and then runs away. So they trying to figure out how to get rid of it, how to destroy this thing. So they had to find it before it destroys them. So throughout this whole movie, it really finds out with this xenomorph destroys all the crew one by one. And the discovery of, even with this one scene where Ripley tries to figure out how to destroy this alien, and where Ash just tries to stop her, but all of a sudden Ash gets all crazy and haywired, and until they discover a red herring that Ash is none other but a robot. I think the most disturbing scene is where Ash was a robot the whole time, and even with the detailing, the white slime and pulse and disgusting, yeah, I think it was most disgusting. And probably a couple of scenes were fake, like, well, some sort of fake, like where they pick up where Ash's decapitating head was like really fake and it's just a puppet some sort. But to the next scene where we see his real head like stick underneath of the table, and when we see the alien, the xenomorph, like floating in space or just hanging in the space, and we know that there's a guy in a rubber suit. But technically this movie is a classic, but this is before with all the CGI effects came along, and throughout these ages of time with all these art designing and CGI and 3-dimensionals that ever happened. But it's a great movie. I love it. And from at the end where Ripley, where we see her just being the last woman standing to face off this alien, she gets onto her suit, and well, before that we see her in her pantyhose and a little bit of her, you know what, her little crack. Okay, I'm being a little perv, I'll stop there. She stops it, and then all of a sudden it gets into one of the ship's thrusters, and it burns in and flies it into space and goes bye-bye. Bye-bye, alien, bye-bye. With the design of this alien, with H.R. Giger, that he designed this alien, it added more details, all blackish and darker and all nightmarish, like some sort of, and we barely see the alien, not too much. I mean, we see him just a little bit because he hides in the shadows, hides in the dark, and even fits to all these weird environments, because we are not for sure if it's either just a regular war or it could be the xenomorph alien, but he is almost a dark, blackish, chameleonish like, and it fits him very perfect for him. And to make him very like skinny for an alien that is really skinny, very bony, with all the skeletal showing off of his body, it really appears to this alien very amazing and having with all the details to it. So just to rate this movie, I would have to give it a best 10 out of 10, a 100% sci-fi alien horror movie. For a great movie like this, it's very a classic, and it's my favorite to watch and to see it sometimes in the dark or in the nighttime. I could watch it anytime, and I even watched it when I was a kid. And I do own this movie on Blu-ray and DVD. And this is P.M.R.Bonez88 signing off. His saying is, peace!